Hey guys, welcome back. So now that we have points in, now that we have data in, one of the things that we probably want to start taking a look at is what the different data is. So we're going to take a look very briefly at different symbologies, particularly in this case, looking at points. So to find the symbology layer, we are going to head over into properties. If you already have a style going on, that's fine. It's just not something that we're going to cover today. So when I pull this up, there's a couple of key things that are going to be of note. The first thing is that likely if you pull this up, the first place it's going to go to is your information. This is going to on the side show you all the different things you can do. When you shut this down and reopen it, Q will automatically go back to the last open one that you had. So in my case it was Symbology. I'm over here in Symbology. Now, under the symbology, one of the things you'll take, or you should notice, is that automatically it typically starts with a single symbol. If we click open on this, there's a couple of different things that we can take a look at. The first one is oftentimes these days sometimes we just want to know what the density of our points is. There's two major ways that you can do this. One is a heat map, the second one is a point cluster. I'm particularly partial to heat maps, not point clusters, but I'll show you both right now. So the first one is a heat map, and it's going to come up with a color ramp, and you can decide what color ramp is going to suit you best. There are a couple of different ones that you can take a look at. I like Veritas, and then I can also go over here and I should be able to invert my color ramp up there. So you're going to have low to high in terms of the weighting of your points, and so if I hit OK on this, this is what it comes up as. Now, one of the things to note with your point clouds and with switching that into a heat map is that it's going to show everything. So the world is all yellow as far as it's concerned, and it's interactive. The more I zoom out, the more it just has the 1 point, right? And so if instead I go over and I zoom back to this layer, right? Then you can start seeing that there's a lot of these World Heritage sites over in Europe. And if I start zooming in, then you can start seeing more hotspots from there until you get down directly to that point level. Okay, so that's the first one. And so I do like heat maps just as a whole, but one of the things to notice with them is that caveat that I said, which is that the world exists. So just keep it in mind. You're going to have to play with the symbology on that to deal with it. The other major way that you can do that in terms of point clusters or point density is you can do it in the way up here. So you can change it again using that at the top, flip this over to point cluster, and then it's going to give you a symbol here. So I'm just going to keep it with the automated symbol. Essentially how this works is if within the radius of that point of this new symbol, if there is more than one, it's going to create this red point and tell you how many things are there. Super common when you deal with a lot of web applications. I'm not particularly partial to them, but they do exist and they exist for a reason. And again, same sort of thing, interactive. As I zoom in and it covers less points, it's going to go all the way down to that base level. Same thing this way. If I continue zooming out, it's going to tell me how many exist. So those are two different ways that you can sort out point density in just a very simple way, a simple interactive way using Symbology. Thank you so much, and I'll see you back here soon.